Okay, picture this. The final moments of the Miss USA 2025 pageant. The lights, the music, the crown is about to be passed. But wait. The outgoing queen, Miss USA 2024 Alma Cooper. She's nowhere in sight.
Yeah, totally absent. And just hours before, she drops this bombshell statement saying she's boycotting the ceremony. Why? To, quote, stand in honor of my values.
Yeah.
A huge symbolic blow.
Especially for an organization desperate to look stable after, 18 months of pure chaos?
Exactly.
Welcome to Starscope Report. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Jamie.
And today we are breaking down the fallout, the shakeups, and the very calculated rebranding of Miss USA. We've got the inside scoop from reports, filings, public statements.
Fun work.
Our mission, to really analyze the 74th pageant as a masterclass, maybe, in crisis management. Or maybe just managing crisis.
Right. We're going to explore how they tried to paper over Cooper's absence right there on stage.
And who this new brand-safe winner is, and why she was, let's be honest, probably the perfect pick for them right now.
Plus that I am silenced message, the secret code that basically ignited an 18-month corporate war. Oh, and the massive shift, forcing the pageant off network TV onto like a niche pay-per-view platform. That's historic.
So let's get into it. This protest by Alma Cooper, refusing to crown your successor, that's just unprecedented.
It really is. And she didn't just quietly step aside. She released that statement about her integrity and self-worth. Very pointed.
And it matters who said it, right?
Absolutely. This isn't just anyone. Alma Cooper is a West Point graduate. She's an active duty first lieutenant, military intelligence, a Knight Hennessy scholar at Stanford.
So her whole public persona is built on duty, discipline, integrity. The very things you associate with strong institutions.
Precisely. So when she says this organization conflicts with her values, it frames Miss USA as potentially, fundamentally unethical. It's a devastating critique.
Way more damaging than just saying, I quit.
Much more. So the organization knew they had a huge problem on their hands, especially for the live broadcast moment.
Right. You can't just have, a stagehand give the crown. That would look terrible. It would amplify her protest.
Totally. So they pulled a very strategic move. They brought in backup from the parent company.
Miss Universe steps in.
Yep. The reigning Miss Universe 2024, Victoria Kjær Theilvig. She's the one who crowned the new Miss USA, Audrey Eckert.
Okay, that's smart staging. What did that achieve for them?
Well, a few things. One, visual continuity. You still get that queen crowning queen image. Two, legitimacy by association, borrowing the bigger international brand's prestige.
Makes sense.
And three, maybe most importantly, it subtly reinforces the new hierarchy. It makes Cooper's protest look like a national issue, not something shaking the whole universe brand. Sidelines her a bit.
But doesn't relying on Miss Universe kind of admit the U.S. title is weakened? It needs propping up.
That's the risk, absolutely. It's a potential criticism. But in that moment, survival and showing control were probably priority number one. They had to have that crown pass visually.
Okay, so that explains the immediate fix. But why were they so fragile? Let's talk about the 18 months leading up to this, the turmoil.
Right, the foundation for all this fragility. It really kicked off back in May 2024 with those double resignations.
Starting with Miss USA 2023, Noelia Voigt. She cited mental health publicly.
She did. But the real story, the one that caught fire, was hidden in plain sight in her Instagram post.
The acrostic message. Someone noticed the first letters of the first 11 sentences.
Spelled out, I am silenced. Boom. That phrase just exploded. It became the narrative.
And then came the more detailed allegations in later letters.
Yeah, alleging a toxic work environment, bullying, failure to provide security, which she claimed led to a sexual harassment incident. Really serious stuff.
And then, almost immediately, Miss Teen USA followed suit.
Right. Uma Sofia Srivastava resigned just days later. And notice her language, she said. Her personal values no longer fully align with the organization.
Setting the stage for Cooper's later statement, that values-based rejection.
Exactly. It established this pattern. It wasn't just burnout. It was presented as a moral stand against the brand's direction.
And this internal chaos eventually boiled over into a public fight over who even owned the thing.
Oh, yeah. September 2025 was messy.
Yeah.
Thom Brodeur announces his company, BDE Miss USA, LLC, has acquired it, replacing the CEO, Layla Rose.
But then Layla Rose posts on the official Miss USA Instagram saying, basically, not so fast. Total confusion.
Right. Like, who's actually in charge here?
Yeah.
The legitimacy was crumbling. That's when the parent company, the Miss Universe organization, MUO, had to step in publicly.
Clear things up.
They confirmed Brodeur was the new owner. And, crucially, they revealed they were suing Rose's company.
And the grounds for the lawsuit were key.
Very key. They cited contract breaches, reputational harm, and mistreatment of contestants. By doing that, MUO essentially validated the toxic environment claims from Voigt and Shrivastava. It signaled, okay, the old regime is out, change is needed.
Okay, so the decks are cleared, legally speaking.
Right.
Now, the new leadership under Brodeur needs a winner who is the absolute opposite of scandal, someone squeaky clean.
They needed the ultimate brand-safe queen. And that seems to be exactly what they got with Audrey Eckert from Nebraska. Only the second win for Nebraska ever, by the way.
And her profile, it reads like it was designed in a lab to counter the previous narrative.
Pretty much. She's 23, has a BS in business administration, former NCAA Division I athlete, captain of the cheer squad in Nebraska.
So, discipline, professionalism, teamwork. It screams stability.
Right. But it goes deeper. Look at her platform and her job.
She's an advocate for digital safety.
And she works for a company called Sapan. Now, this is important. Sapan isn't just some random company.
It's known for its human rights work, and it's a certified B Corp.
Bingo. A B Corp certification. For anyone unfamiliar, that's a really high bar. It means the company meets rigorous standards for ethical production, social responsibility, transparency.
So the organization accused of being toxic crowns a queen whose employer is nationally certified as ethical.
It's a potent counter-narrative, isn't it? It's like built-in ethical validation. She is the brand-safe mandate, the perfect choice to signal a new leaf.
It really telegraphs the priorities of the new management. And her final answer on stage seemed to tie it all together.
Yeah, the question was about what future generations will say about us. She pivoted to adaptability and resilience.
Which just happens to be the exact narrative the Miss USA organization needs right now.
Exactly. She talked about teaching athletes online safety, connecting her platform to that theme of resilience. She was basically articulating the company line, we adapt, we survive, we're moving forward. Very smooth.
But was this just about picking the right face? Or were there actual structural changes happening under the new CEO, Thom Brodeur?
Well, he announced some significant reforms, seemingly aimed directly at the problems that caused the scandal, to show it wasn't just window dressing.
Like what?
Okay, one big one, getting rid of the selection committee. Brodeur's pointed out this was a holdover from the Trump ownership era. It allowed basically outsider leadership influence on the judging.
So getting rid of that targets the perception of rigged outcomes or internal politics swaying the results, makes it seem purely based on the judges.
That's the idea. And then, addressing the I am silenced issue head-on, he announced they were removing, quote, pretty egregious NDA language from contracts.
The non-disclosure agreements.
Right. He admitted that language had suppressed the voices of past queens. Removing it is huge, legally.
Because future queens could, in theory, speak out about problems without immediate fear of being sued. It could prevent future toxicity from being hidden.
That's the hope, yes. A major step towards restoring trust, at least internally. He also pushed for more substance in the competition itself.
Bringing back tougher questions.
Yeah, moving away from, what's your favorite color? And back to current events, AI, financial literacy, global issues. Trying to reposition the winner as an informed leader, not just a pretty face.
Okay, so internal reforms. But the biggest sign of trouble, maybe, was external. The broadcast deal, or lack thereof.
That was monumental. For the first time since 1965, Miss USA wasn't on network television.
Wow, since 1965. That says a lot about how toxic the brand had become to major advertisers and broadcasters.
It's a massive signal. Despite the reforms, the brand equity was just too damaged for a mainstream audience, it seems. They couldn't secure a network deal.
So what did they do instead?
They pivoted hard, went niche. The final was streamed exclusively as a pay-per-view event on this platform called the Queen Beauty Network, or QBN.
Okay, QBN. Never heard of it.
Exactly. It's a niche platform. And get this, QBN's CEO, Holly Lynch, is also listed as the Pageant's production lead.
So they basically brought production and distribution in-house, vertical integration.
Totally. They gave up the mass market for total control over the message and the platform. It's a self-contained system now, catering directly to hardcore pageant fans willing to pay. Less reach, but maybe less risk.
Which brings us back to the core question, doesn't it? Are these changes, the new queen, the reforms, the PPV model, genuine cultural reform? Or is it just a really smart, ethical-looking paint job over the same old cracks?
That's the million-dollar question. And the evidence is kind of contradictory, which makes it fascinating.
How?
Well, on one hand, you have Noelia Voigt, Tama Voigt. I am silenced, returning as a host for the preliminary competition. That suggests the new team made real amends, validated her experience, and cleaned house effectively.
Okay, that looks like progress. Reconciliation.
But then you have Alma Cooper's boycott, just a year later. The outgoing queen refusing to participate. That shows the trust clearly wasn't rebuilt with her. It creates this permanent asterisk, this break in the line. It suggests maybe the deeper cultural issues haven't been fully rooted out.
So structural changes and a carefully chosen winner, but maybe not a fundamental cultural shift yet. The jury's still out.
Exactly. They've changed the rules. They've got a queen who embodies corporate responsibility, but that crisis of trust is still very much alive, as Cooper's protests showed.
So the future of Miss USA really hangs on whether this new setup can actually handle women with strong values, women who demand real integrity.
Or if the brand is just doomed to fracture again whenever the demands of the icon clash with the real-world ethics of the person wearing the crown. Can integrity and iconography truly coexist in this framework?
That's the question Audrey Eckert and the new Miss USA leadership have to answer, a really provocative thought to end on.
Indeed. Is the tightrope they're walking now.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.